In this lecture, we are going to modify lists. So for that, we have a few topics to cover in this lecture. Those are reference assignment, changing list value, copying list, cloning, fruit cloning, appending, add green beans, insert and cheese, insert patty, and much more things are there. So let's start it. When setting a variable's value to another variable, that's storing a list. The new variable only refers to the original list. Suppose if we are having x which is equals to 1, 2, 3 in a list, and if we assign y is equals to x and then print the value of x and y, I need you to imagine what would be the value of it. So I'm just going to run this program and see what is the value of x as well as the y of 0. So the first value of x is equal to 1 and the first value of y is also equal to 1. So here y refers to the x list. This is why the first value are equal. Watch out, there's a case of calm before the storm here. And I'm going to try changing a value in x and look carefully at what happens in the output. So change a value in x. Suppose x is equals to 1000. If I assign x is equals to 1000, but now as you know, we are changing the value of x is equals to 1000. Now as we know, every programming language, most of like the C and the Python, much more, there are the stepwise step follows in the programs, which is a set of algorithms. So before assigning x is equals to 1000, we have assigned y is equals to x. Now when we print the value of x is equals to x0, it would give us the output of 1000. And when you want to get output of y0, it would give you the output of 1, because before assigning y is equals to x, after that you have assigned x is equals to 0 to 1000. So now let's look out what would be the output. So here, now first x value is 1000 and y value is 1000. Since y refers to the x list, changing the first value of x also changes the value in y. That's actually what I wanted to tell you, that the step of following the examples such as the C programming, as you know, we have discussed C programming also. So in the C programming, if you do this, then your value would be unchanged. But unlike to C language, in this, if you refer to a list such as x, then the changing in your list would be the changing in overall list if you have assigned to any of them. So now to make sure that y gets its own list, we should use x in this entirely a new copy of y. So suppose y suppose it's nothing, x is equals to 1, 2, 3 and y is equals to nothing, suppose as x dotted. Now if you assign x is equals to 0 to 1000, the value of x would be same as the 1000 would be changed, but now what you would get is something like this. The x value is 1000 and the y value is 1. It's easy for coders to get tricked by this, so make sure you should always create a copy. Now we're going to set the clone variable to a copy of the lists in the original value variable. Now what we are doing is cloning. Now if we print clone, it would give us the output like copy and paste. See here, syntax bad input. Okay, actually we have not assigned the function of clone, so we are going to assign something. So we're going to assign original of this. Now we print it, so print it here. Now you'll get the output, copy and paste. Perfect. This little bit of code stores a new copy of the list in clone. Set now tutti frutti to a copy of the all fruits variable. Now I'm going to, what this program says to me is you need to rename this as a tutti frutti to an all fruits. So, and what we have to do is assign Tutti Frutti to a copy of all fruits. Actually, what we were to do is let's let it all fruits and uh, Tutti Frutti to
नहाना चलेगा आप तो यहीं पे
all fruits. All fruits.
पावर बैंक चार्ज है मेरा
Kiwi fruit. Print all fruits and all fruits. Tutti frutti, tutti frutti, tutti frutti, tutti. Okay. All fruits, kiwi fruit, banana, strawberry. All fruits, apple, banana, and strawberry. Might change to all fruits. Variable doesn't change the tutti frutti Saturday. After a list is made, we can still add another list in item with dot append right after the list's name. So cool beans, such as assign nothing to the cool beans, print beans I dislike. Now what I going to do is append something that you can want to attend. Now append in that list. Appending is just adding. So if you print out the cool beans, now you'll get an output like this: beans I like, and after that navy beans and kidney beans. Beans I like or dislike, and after that navy beans and kidney beans. Dot haven't changed the list to add on the new value. So after bad beans is made, add green beans. Okay. So don't touch the bad beans and let's make bad beans to green beans. So I'm gonna suppose as bad beans dot append, and we need to make sure that green beans now it's appended, and yes, it is okay. Now yes, another green beans hater. Actually it's done. It was just sending us to just write the code to append. While append adds a value to the end of list, insert can be used to add a value to a specific index. You know what I'm saying, that if you want to add a list rather than linearly or any place, you can simply supply the index number and you'll get that value stored in at that index. So what we are doing here is we have assigned positions second and third, and now what I'm going to do is position dot insert, and at the position of 0 I want to change the value of first there. So if I suppose first second third would be the output, remember the coders normally start counting at 0. So we have inserted a value. Suppose if you don't want to change the second, suppose you have 2 and you have let's say third here 3, and now you want to change suppose 2 here and 1 here, and now you want to change it to the place called 2, or no, it's 1, it will be 1. So now you see here 1 2 and 3. So this was all. Now coming to the next part, modify the insert code. So we add cheese into the second position of the list. Okay, so now if we are about to insert cheese on the second position, the index should be 1. Great. This burger is still a bit of half baked though. Now use insert again to add patty after the cheese string. So when we have inserted the cheese at 1st position, and if we are about to insert a list just after it, so we will need to add another burger dot insert, and inside of it we have to make sure the two column and add patty. Okay, patty, PATTY, and that's it. Now run. Bun, cheese, patty, bun, and much more. That's right, you can't have a burger without a patty. Okay, so this was all about the modifying lists in Python. If you haven't studied much more enough about Python, you can go to my previous courses where you will be able to learn from the scratch. This was all for modifying lists. See you in the next lecture. As long as that, do subscribe, say bye bye, and meet you in the next lecture.